Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today's drawing is a commission that I completed for Kirra. I've done 2 previous commissions for her and she's always been so kind and loves my work, so I was really happy to do another piece for her. This is the second piece that I've done for her that includes Brennen Taylor actually. She really likes his work. I haven't really ever seen any of his YouTube videos or the films that he's been in, but I know that he has nearly 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, so I'm guessing it's good. So I wanted to talk, I wanted to film this because I knew that I was going to be doing a realism style, and I hadn't uploaded a realism style to YouTube because they're really hard to film. They take up a lot of space on your computer. They do that because they take a lot of time to draw. But I knew that I really wanted to do this. I also am recording this voiceover at the moment because I've got really bad art block. So I thought that this might help me out a little bit. So with realism, you really have to work on the blending. That it would be one of my biggest tips. As you can see, as I'm working with the skin, I'm adding shadows, but I'm blending them out greatly. I'm working it. I'm sorry. It might seem like I've put down a color and then all of a sudden it's gone, but it really isn't. It's the tiniest amount of color can make such a big difference in a skin tone. In realism, I was lucky to have really great photo references of Kirra and Brennen to work off of, so it wasn't too bad or anything like that. And by that, I just mean that you could see clearly where shadows should be and where certain colors would be, what the shadow tones were in the setting that they were in. I did have to kind of put a couple different photos together, as what Kirra wanted for her commission was a different face, a different pose, but still I had photos to work off of, if that makes any sort of sense. So another thing I want to talk about with realism is passion, and how if you have a lack of passion, it can be extremely hard to make something like this. I put a lot of time into this piece, and if I was lacking the passion for the outcome of it, or if I didn't, it's really hard to explain. So if you go at a piece just expecting it to all come together really fast, you're gonna have a bad time. So you have to know that you're putting in a lot of work for the outcome, and it's gonna take a lot of time. And sometimes that's too much for even I don't want to do realism because it takes such a great amount of time. In saying that though, I did really good on this piece and it only took me 6 hours, and that's usually a lot better. I did it over I think 2 or 3 days, possibly just 2, and as you'll see coming up, I do the video is going very fast. But I did go back and adjust a few things after sending it to Kirra, and she just asked, my jaw shape is a bit off because the photos I was working with, the angle of the photo was a bit different to what her face shape actually looks like. But I'm pretty amazed that I did it all in just 6 hours. Usually just drawing one person can take days, but I guess my passion is really strong with this piece. I mean, I don't know if I would call it the passion, but I put in a lot of effort and the outcome was what I would say is good. I'm rambling and I'm really sorry. So I'm going to stop rambling and instead I'll talk about the hair a little bit. So what I did was I blocked in a lot of colors, sort of blended them into each other a little bit, kind of thought, where would the shadows in the hair be? Where would the divots be in their hairstyle? Where would the lighter parts be? And then as you can see, I add tiny little brush strokes, like singular hairlines, all over the piece, adding a little bit of the skin tone back into the hair so you can sort of see through it, because hair is obviously going to work its way up to the top of your head, and it's not gonna start really thick, if that makes sense. The beard came out really good on Brennen, actually. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I'm not usually very good at beards, but I thought his came out very good. So that's how I did my hair, styled the hair anyway. With the shirt, I kind of use like this paintbrush kind of texture. I'm not too good at doing textures for clothing, so I'm pretty glad with how that one turned out. So here's where I've just gone back in and I'm working on his lip shape, her jawline, his eyelashes, and I'm really glad that I went back in because I forgot to do his earring as well, which I think is something that he wears often. I just remember him wearing it in the last commission I did. So that's the finished piece. If you're a fan of Brennen, I hope that I captured him correctly. And if you liked this drawing or if you liked my video, please leave a like and subscribe for more in the future if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.